better. I fixed it.
Are we talking out loud now?
Nope. It's not what podcast is all about.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is a great signal of things to come. I am your host, Joe McAllister, and this is the Homerow Podcast, episode 17, right?
Yes.
We'll call it that.
Yeah, whatever. We'll go with 17. It's either 17 or 18. And I'd rather not. Whatever. There was a stupid joke brewing up here, but it didn't come together. Anyway, this week, we have a few things to talk about, more so games that we're going to talk about. Chat. We're so happy you could join us. We're so happy that you will inevitably bring us a ton of ideas and stuff to chat about and questions that might come up. So,
real fast, I'm gonna be scummy and I'm gonna ask you all in chat to please tweet out the stream, get your friends in here so that we can all discuss things together. The more people that come and hang out, the merrier. The more fun we all have. So
right.
Yes.
Please do.
To address Immortal Snake directly, hit the little CKD on it. As always, you can hit the little follow button on the bottom left, right below the stream. So we thank you for that. As Doxy said, tweet us out. Let your friends know. We're here to chat. You still got Skype noises?
What are Skype noises?
What are Skype noises?
I don't know.
All right.
I didn't hear anything.
I didn't either. I'll keep my eyes on chat here, but to get going, so we can finally start the show an hour and a half after we thought we were going to. No, we're only 30 minutes late. We're good. Anyway.
That's pretty good for us.
Oh my God.
Yeah, exactly.
Fucking miracle. I am Joe McAllister, one of your hosts, and I see Kitty. Thank you for news.
You got muted for a sec there.
Did I? What? At least it's a train wreck early, right? I'm one of your hosts, Joe McAllister.
Podcast.
Yeah. I hope it never changes. Never change, Homerow Podcast. So I'm Joe. I'm joined by the you know how it goes, ever lovely Doxy.
Hello.
And the Kawaii Brian.
Oh, God.
Hello.
Oh, man. This is
Magical Girl.
good stuff.
Yeah.
So we actually have some news to talk about. How weird is that? This is actually becoming news in itself. But the first thing I wanted to chat about is, did you guys get a chance to check out Far Cry Primal?
Mm-hmm.
I saw the trailer. It's something. I gotta say, honestly, I know I've seen a lot of hate so far for it. But first of all, it's Ubisoft. So you know they're going to annualize every single thing that they own. And really, this whole Far Cry thing it focuses on what Far Cry and Ubisoft do best. They have an open world. It has the hunting mechanic, which has only gotten better from 3 to 4, and now to Primal. I'm guessing it's going to get even better. And nice, a chibi me, that would be fantastic. And then, that personal, interrelationship that they have with the characters in Far Cry. The way that they have the acting, I think they're going to do a good job with it. So whether or not I think it should be a $60 game in February, but other than that, I think this is what Ubisoft does best, and I think they're going to do fine with this game.
Yeah, I don't know. So, to be candid, I didn't watch the entire trailer. I kind of picked out some gameplay snippets. From what I hope is gameplay, it looked like at least cinematic portions. It was a lot of people talking. I don't care. For a game announced, I'd rather see your game truly announced, but that's beside the point. I kind of hope they go the route of Blood Dragon, not with all of the awesome 80s stuff, but I hope they kind of take a little bit more of a liberty with it, and that's what it kind of appears like they're doing.
With all the post-Ice Age stuff that we all know.
Yeah. Yeah, that everybody lived through and experienced, and we can at least have Michael Biehn in there.
Hilarious soundtrack from back then.
Oh, God. So I don't know. We were talking about it just before the podcast, and I said, I don't know if I'm that interested, but shit, I'll probably play this stupid fucking game. Because it's still Far Cry, and they'll probably have a compelling villain in some way, because they can write a villain like almost nobody else can, that Far Cry team.
Yeah, like woolly mammoths. The old woolly mammoth bad guy.
Pretty sure Nature wrote that boss fight.
Oh, yeah.
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 That was
did you get to the end, Joe? Did you get to the end of
I got to the end as in I closed it, so there was an end, but I didn't watch the whole thing.
Oh, okay. Well, then at the end, there was kind of like him holding a torch at night, like going through, and I'm saying him, it may be a woman, I don't know, but they're holding a torch going through at night, and then they get attacked by pygmies
Pygmies?
or some kind of people.
Short creature
Yeah,
type
people with
thing?
spears or something.
Aborigines? Is that what you meant?
Maybe.
It
Yeah.
could be. I mean, it could be pygmies. It's just weird, I guess.
It was really short, so it's hard to tell. But what
Pygmies
caveman
tend
is out
to
at
be
night?
Yeah, isn't like the goal in that time to basically like just chill back at camp until the sun comes back around?
Right.
A fireball in the sky.
Right.
That's what I do.
Yeah.
That's what I do in Ark. Like, oh, it's dark. I ain't being out here too late.
There you go.
Yeah, the pygmies are small, right? The little like, I guess I can't say. I was gonna, about 2 foot. I don't know if there's a standardized measurement for
I
how
don't
tall
know.
pygmies
I
actually
don't
are.
know.
Yeah.
Probably,
I think we're going to
like-
start offending people somewhere in here.
Yeah, that's why I was kind of like, just we'll move on.
Yeah, we should do that maybe.
But I'm actually kind of excited because it did look a little bit more like this, right next to something like Horizon.
Mhm.
What is that? Horizon Zero Dawn. And there's the
Yes.
kitty right on cue.
Mm.
That might be kind of cool. I don't know, Doxy, what'd you think of it?
Not a lot really. Like I'll probably play it. I really like melee focused games a lot. Like you know me, I kind of live for that shit. So yeah, I'll probably play it. But like I didn't think much of it. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. I'll probably wait to see somebody else cover it before I buy it though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's fair to say. I'd like to see some gameplay of it. How are they actually going to make it any different? Because if it's literally just Far Cry 3 and 4 transplanted with like a skin with less stuff, like, but instead of a gun, now you have a bow. Yeah, we know you had a bow in the other Far Cries, but hold on, listen, this bow's different. I don't care. I really don't care.
But Joe, if you pre-order it now, you can be a woolly mammoth.
Was that real?
Yeah, it's in
You
the
can
that's
be
the limited.
one? Or like
Yeah,
ride
that's
one?
what. No. It says you can be a woolly mammoth in the Uplay client if you buy it, pre-order it now.
That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. I'm not saying you're the dumbest person I know, and that's the stupidest thing you've ever said.
It's all my fault.
But
It's all my fault.
what's it like? I don't know. I'm not one. What's it like to be a YouTuber? I'm not a full-time YouTuber, so.
It's hard to stay motivated sometimes, but stick to it. You won't regret it. It's the best decision I ever made.
Boom. Words of
There you go.
wisdom. Next bit of news was Havok was picked up by Microsoft. For those that don't know what Havok is, it's a very prolific physics engine. I think it would just be classified as an engine or part of what a lot of the games that you like and love are built upon, including, I believe Grand Theft Auto uses Havok to a certain extent, but not fully because they have their own crazy physics. But there's a lot of big games in there. What's up, Devil May King? But it,
Hey.
yeah. I don't know. What do you guys think? Microsoft, the interesting thing to me was that Microsoft picking up this piece of tech means that Sony may have to pay Microsoft to make games,
Wow.
right? So if Sony Studios want to make a game with the Havok physics engine, they got to foot a little bit of the bill to Microsoft. But that's not to say that something else isn't going on with like the Blu-ray drive and the Xbox One.
Yeah, I was gonna say they're already licensing something from Sony. So
Yeah, so it makes the business is getting pretty interesting and the waters are
I mean-
becoming extremely muddy.
Yeah, that kind of sucks for Sony, but that's the open market. That's the free fucking market for you.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But you got to jump on that shit. If it's available to be purchased, you better purchase it.
exactly.
I think personally, I was talking with a guy at work today, and I think this purchase actually makes more sense to me. Even though I was pretty excited about it when it happened, this purchase makes more sense to me. Great beer, Brian.
Well, thank you, Light in the Shadow.
This makes more sense to me than the Minecraft purchase. This is a good business move.
I think the Minecraft purchase was a brilliant one.
I think it was a good decision, but I think this makes more sense. This is more long term, especially if they put some of their money behind Havok and turn it into the preeminent relatively inexpensive for a dev to work with it and integrate it into their system or their engine or anything like that. If they can make Havoc the
Spam. No, seriously, we got something. No, I'm just kidding. We don't. Hey!
Rah.
Can
Looks like
anyone?
we're back. Can you guys hear us?
Yeah. If the audience can hear us, tell us. Like, you give us a call. Joe's muted.
You're the one that just said all of the important things.
Right. Yes. So yeah, check us out on Twitter. That's twitter.com/Homerow podcast, as well as youtube.com/ it's really, really long.
Herbert a gobble wook.
I'll go and look it up right now and then send it. I'll put it in the chat. We need 500 subs. Tell your friends.
Yeah, we need to have at least 500 subs so that we can get our vanity URL. After that, whatever. We don't care.
Oh
I
my
will
god.
sing Carly Rae Jepsen.
I would. I don't know any other Carlys. You kind of painted me into a. It's Carly Simon. Is that a
That's
different?
the first one he said.
Damn it! I know. I don't know any other Carlys.
We will karaoke style sing Call Me Maybe for you guys if we get 500.
How could that go wrong?
Absolutely. Yeah, I don't really watch wrestling. Neither does Kika. He's the star of the show right now. Oh, hi, baby.
We'll hear you, and that's all that matters. Hello, Game Gurf. Welcome
Hello.
to Technical Issues, the podcast.
Yeah, that's us. Just do it real quick. No big deal.
Nice.
I think we're going. We should be recording and live. Yep, I think there it goes.
Yep, we're good.
All right, just in case we're muted. Hey, Joe, how's it going?
I can't read that. So.
Oh. It says, so Joe, how's it going?
Oh man, it's funny when you even try to write things out and still have tech issues. Anyway, I hope you all can hear me. Please do let me know if you cannot. But we're back, I think. If not, I'm gonna speak and enunciate. as much as I can so you can follow my
Woohoo!
lips.
Thanks, Gunner.
Yay, they can hear
Awesome.
everyone. Yay.
Thank
That's the way to
God.
do it.
Oh, man, you guys are the coolest for hanging out.
Yeah, thanks for sticking through this with us.
Yeah. Light in the Shadow, you're still there, so I wanted to, the info I was trying to get across, because I'm an idiot, that everybody else already took care of, though. Twitter.com/HomebrewPodcast, YouTube.com, sub, we need 500, we'll get our vanity, and follow us right here on Twitch.tv/HomebrewPodcast.
Yeah.
Cool.
Do all those things.
Awesome. We can hear me. Sorry, I had to switch to this little mic instead of my $300 microphone.
Wow.
Hi, Neil Goldenhands. Welcome. We love you.
Hey.
Second news story.
How's it going, Neil?
We already talked about Havoc. Well, let's talk about Havoc again because everything broke.
Mhm.
Doxy, we were about to fight about how Havoc was a better purchase than Minecraft. So give me your point. I'll give you my counterpoint, and then we'll stop because I'll be right.
Okay,
And then
I
I'll jump.
think honestly, I think that Minecraft is gonna bring in money for a lot longer than Havoc will because engines come and go pretty frequently. How old is Minecraft now? And they're still adding stuff. They're still updating stuff.
Yep. Yeah.
I just played Minecraft last night.
Well, I mean, you're right in that engines come and go. You've got Unreal 2, Unreal 3, Unreal 4. And then you've got Unity 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm just saying, they stick around, they
Point
iterate.
six.
Yeah.
They iterate. Later, Light in the Shadows, thanks for sticking around. Thanks for sticking it out with us while we had those sweet
Yeah,
Yeah.
tech
thank you.
issues.
Thank
Bye.
you, man.
Tell how professional we are. No, I
Wait, we're
just
supposed to be professional?
I think you're wrong, Doxy. I think that Minecraft is a cash cow that I just don't think that Mojang has it in him to pump out another, like even a sequel or a colon sequel, gross, or anything that's going to be like of big weight. I'm kind of interested by their next title, that 2D one that they announced, Cobalt.
Okay, but
Surprised
you
I
also
got
have
that
to
one.
think about how they get like all of the merch sales and stuff like that. And that is a huge game right now. But the fucking Minecraft merch sales
Yeah.
are crazy. And they're not going to stop being crazy. Like, this is an amazing game that's going to be around forever. Forever.
Take it easy, CKD.
Forever. Forever.
Bye, Sigidi.
Well, I don't know. Brian, what do you think? Who won? Who
So,
won that?
honestly, I'm going to probably lean a little bit towards Doxy on this one. I mean, just the...
Oh, end of the show.
Yeah. Minecraft is just such a gold mine that they can, I mean, and they will. They're going to bleed this thing dry for the next 10 years. And yeah, it's possible that Havoc could be an engine that people choose, but it doesn't necessarily, there's really only one. I mean, there are a lot of voxel-based games out there, and they're all kind of just meh, as opposed to Havoc has actual competition in the engine field. Like, I mean, obviously people are just running in droves to Unity because it's just so easy to publish from. So there's a lot more competition for Havoc in the long run, as opposed to Minecraft, which already has a large mind share.
Right, but I think that there's something to be said about when there's two big physics engines. There's Havoc and there's PhysX from NVIDIA, right? Those are the two big guys. There's Unity, who has pretty much anybody can build a physics engine, if I'm not mistaken. I may not understand Unity. I'm not a game developer, and I have not done more than install Unity and open it and then closed it because I looked at what it was. Oh, God, Neil, what audio issues are you having? Please don't. If there's like a constant humming, it's probably my mic. It's a piece of shit. But let me know. And Gunner Next Door kind of touches on a little bit of my point. I know he's agreeing with Doxy, but developers can make a new engine. That much obviously is true. But Havoc isn't. It's part of the engine. It's basically a
Middleware.
exactly. It's
Ish.
something that figures
really-
into the larger picture, right? It's like when
Yeah.
I'm building a game, if I say, okay, what do I want my visual engine to be? What do I want my weather, my day-night? What do I want all this to be? And then I have to figure out how the objects are going to react to the world and each other. Then I can figure out if I want physics or if I want Havoc or if I want to build something up from scratch.
Right.
But I mean, the pure amount of games that you launch up and you see that, I know the icon only because
Yeah.
it's been in so many games. It's that orange
That's true.
and says
Yep.
Havoc. It's there.
Yeah. Yeah, Joe, I'm not saying that Havoc's not going to be a great product for Microsoft. I'm
Oh
just
yeah,
saying,
that was
like,
a good call. I just think
long-term
that
money-wise, I still
Minecraft.
see Minecraft. It's a cross between it's a cross between Sherlock and Minecraft.
I just like had a weird moment. Like I just thought about I don't know. I just thought about how we were like arguing what's the better business move for a multi-billion-dollar company.
The answer
Like,
is
yeah,
yes.
They're gonna be fine.
I'm just saying I'm broke as shit, so I have no business talking about business.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you can see the mess of I can't afford cable management, which is just it doesn't cost me anything except time. I don't even have that. So,
Speaking of cables, my my Xbox Power Brick died.
Oh. Oh,
So
no.
now, out of the box, there came 4 things: the Xbox, the Kinect, the Power Brick, and the controller. The controller's the only thing that's still still the original thing that came in the package. Everything else has died on me at one point.
oh,
or
that's true.
Womp.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was a fun call. The people at Xbox support, very, very nice. No doubt about that.
They do have a good
But-
support team.
Yeah, they really do. But she wanted me to send it back to them for $35. I could get them to fix it for me. That would take 30 days. Or I could buy a new one from them for $50. And that would take 3 weeks. So I bought one on Amazon. It's coming tomorrow.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. Gunner Next Door has the greatest point of points, saying that Fallout 4
Yeah.
is in the creation engine. As long as that works fine, that's all that matters.
I was gonna bring that up at the beginning of the debate and be like, "Who gives a shit?" Fallout 4.
Yeah,
But-
right. Guys. Oh man, if I could have had time to produce like a lower third and a whole graphic, I would have made like Fallout Watch 2015. We're like a month away.
I know.
It
I
doesn't
can't
come out
believe
like
how
fun.
soon it is.
Remember how jacked we were in June?
Yeah, I cannot
Yeah.
believe how
Oh, guys,
soon it
we've
is.
been doing this for a while.
We have
Oh.
I feel really good about this.
friends forever.
We should move on.
Yeah.
I want to kind of go back and apologize. We don't really have a lot more news to talk about. If something comes up or you guys saw something in chat, please do let us know. We are monitoring. We are in the chat. We are here with you.
So okay, I'm gonna interrupt us then.
No.
So
This will go well.
yeah, I have a small problem where I do subscriptions to magazines and then I have trouble like keeping up with them. So I just finished the EGM from the 2011 preview issue.
This is awesome.
Oh,
Yeah, I just want to let you know. It has Deus Ex on the cover, which the next game's coming out soon. And under the top 20 games to look forward to in 2011,
Oh boy.
I want to bring up The Witness, which is coming out in January of 2016.
That game went radio silent.
And of course, The Last Guardian.
hey,
I'm
that's
just
coming.
saying.
That's coming 2016.
Yeah, I'm just saying that in the 2011 preview issue, 2 games that are coming out in 2016 are a part of the 20 games to watch for 2011.
Yeah.
Just wanted to bring that
wow,
up.
Though. Wow.
Actually, we have not talked about Afterbirth. We will get to that probably in the what we played section. Yeah.
Well, nobody's played it yet because it's not out yet.
Oh. I literally
What is
just got
Afterbirth?
a Binding of Isaac's new thing, right?
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
yes. Okay, I
I'll
didn't-
have tons to talk about once that's out.
Yeah, that was a weird question to ask on this podcast, though, Brian. What is Afterbirth?
Yeah, I'm sorry, I didn't. Honestly, I was thinking of
When a mother and a father love each other very much.
Yeah, I was gonna say, don't say the real thing.
Yeah.
They share a special hug.
So this is actually, I'm sorry I'm reading my phone on the podcast, but this is actually pretty big news that I just saw posted, and I may be a couple hours behind, but it looks like the Screen Actors Guild, American Federation of Television and Radio Artists,
Oh yeah.
has officially authorized a union to declare strike in voice acting. So that's a big deal. The familiar voices that we may know and love in a lot of games.
Fucking good news for me though. I'll be a scab. Hire me, companies. Hire me.
Yeah, I'll
I
do
will
it.
work for what they worked for. Less even. Sup.
so so that's really interesting. It's going to be very well interesting to see how this plays out because there's two ways it can go. The publishers can say we don't need to pay that much. We don't need to compensate you. I believe there were things like breaks after a certain amount of time in the booth. Brian, say something again.
Something?
Okay, sorry. You said right, and I didn't hear it, and now I'm all panicky. But yes, there's a good chance publishers are just going to say fuck them. But there's also a chance that this could better the working conditions. So to GamerGurf, why are they going on strike? No worries about the ignorance. It is a weird kind of under the radar story unless you're really digging into the news. Voice acting, as Gunnar next door says, voice acting is such an important part of a game. It helps with immersion, as we all know and love.
It definitely is. Like, don't get me wrong. It's something that I will complain for days and days about, or like not even play a game if the voice acting isn't done really well.
It can kill a game.
They want, but what they want, like what voice actors want, I feel is a little bit greedy. I feel like they're being a little bit greedy. Like they want stunt pay for tense scenes and stuff like that, where they like have to yell and things like that. And I understand that like it can put your voice out for a while, but that is what you fucking signed up for, dude.
So as much as I really have trouble liking the guy. Will Wheaton put a nice blog post up, and I think the stunt pay is for when they're doing like mocap and they're doing like combat. And in movies, if they're doing that, a stunt coordinator needs to be on set to ensure the safety of the actors. And I think that is what at least that's how he explained what he's trying, what he sees them trying to get is just for safety when they're doing like mocap and fight scenes.
I thought that, like, I was under the impression, and I don't even remember. I think from Mike does a gaming news thing on his YouTube channel now. You guys should check it out because Joe, especially, I think you'd really love it. It's gaming news in 4 minutes or less. Shameless plug for my boyfriend.
Nice.
It's really good. I think that what he read was that they want it for like times when they have to act out tense scenes and shit like that, which is just ludicrous to me.
Well, I think part of it is that is part of the argument that they have to, and it's not necessarily it's definitely not really affecting. I mean, it will, but it won't at the same time. It won't affect those Peter Dinklages and Patrick Stewart in Oblivion. Like, the marquee big name that you put on the box, like, hey, we got this guy, or you put out a trailer saying these are all the celebrity voices. That's not the deal. The deal is to help those actors like Random Gunman 4 in Uncharted that has to scream because he just got his kneecap blown off or something. You know, it's those people that do have to do 4 or 5 different screams because gamers like us do recognize when they recorded that once and then they're just replaying it and you hear the same turn left here on your GPS and it pisses you off. Like that those small touches help and hurt, can go either way. But I think it's ultimately, I think it's a good thing because it will help those voice actors kind of create a level playing field, and especially for like what Brian said, they're bringing in these actors under the impression that like, yeah, you're going to stand in a booth for 4 hours, and then you can take lunch, and then you'll have 4 more hours of just talking. But then they get there and they're like, suit up, throw on the mocap suit. You've got to act this out too while you're doing it, and then you have to put all these dots on your face, and there's going to be a camera right here. Like NBA 2K16 has voice, mocap, and facial capture.
Wow.
It sucks. It's really stupid.
Not for you. Not for you, because your mocap was terrible.
It was
man.
really bad.
Man, if I could have done mocap for... Oh, that's the next thing. VR mocap. And then you port yourself into the game because my dribbles would be the worst. Yeah, GTA 4 is a good example. Actually, sorry.
I'm Hillary about this, I guess. I don't want... Like... You know how Hillary Clinton recently came out and she was just like, I don't want free college for Donald Trump's kids. Like, I don't want raises for big name actors. They make enough money. Like they don't need to steal more profits from the games. You know, like I
Yeah,
don't know.
I get that, but I feel like some of that argument is the same thing as like, well, if we raise minimum wage to $15, your cheeseburger is going to go up to $10 at McDonald's. Sorry, or we're going to replace them all with robots. So that's the high level like uh, fiscal conservative view of it. Like that's where I think the argument gets muddy.
I'm super super liberal in most things, but for some reason this just rubs me the wrong way. It feels really
Yeah. Well,
I'm weird about unions though, because they can be very good or they can be very bad.
yeah.
yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. No doubt about that. I guess my thing is you look at a game like Quantum Break, and that game is all about those actors. Like, it's all about, God, now it's terrible. I'm totally forgetting their names, whatever their actors' names are. But it's about those people and their acting ability. Like, the game is central around it. So the game isn't going to sell without those people. And so maybe they should get a cut of the profit.
I get that they should get a I don't know.
Part of the thing too is like I think there was something in there about royalties, which I think is a little iffy. Like imagine part of Gunner Next Door brought up I think it was Gunner Next Door brought up GTA 4. There it is. Think about how much voice acting was in GTA 4. There was an actor in GTA 4, I believe it was GTA 4, that voiced a character and was cut a check for $2,500 or something like that, and then was let go. Like, all right, cool, you're done. Move on to your next contract or whatever it might be.
Right.
And then went and saw that game brought in hundreds of millions of dollars.
Sure.
And is kind of like, well, where's my piece of that pie? Like, I was part of that. It's the same thing as saying, I was an actor in Avatar, and I was an actor in some random indie that didn't make any money. Like, there's different scope to that. But part of it also probably was that actor needs to realize what they're getting themselves into.
Exactly. I feel like if they're going to complain about this, it needs to be some kind of standardized contract across all boards with games. And like if they're going to be in a game that maybe doesn't sell as well, then they can't complain about not making money off of it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's also possible that the union is shooting way up here in hopes that if they bring it down, it may also be a
they
negotiation
can agree
tactic.
to. Yeah, I'm fine with that. That's
well,
fine.
we'll
Yeah.
give up the royalties this time as long as we get the stunt coordinators or the stuff for the actors' safety or whatever it is. I don't know.
Yeah.
Just don't think that a voice actor should be getting a cut of shirt sales. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
I don't.
Well, those Angry Bird actors did a lot of
They
noises.
paid their dues.
Yeah. Come on.
Episode 17, Angry Bird Noises.
Yeah.
Cool. So, well, not cool. That wasn't very cool, but it was a good conversation. If you didn't catch it, I'm voting for Macho Man in 2016, as I have
voting for
every
myself.
year, forever. I miss Macho Man. To go back to WWE 2K16, I don't know if he's going to be in that or not, but if he is, any game that puts Macho Man in it has my vote.
How can he be in 2016?
I think he was in last year's.
Really?
He's
Yeah.
a legendary wrestler.
Yeah.
I mean,
He should be unbeatable, like Dark Souls,
Oh.
but like 1,000.
I don't think that's true.
All right, fine. Break it down. Who's yours? Really? Hulk,
Come on.
Hollywood Hulk Hogan.
No, I'm talking about old school Hulk Hogan,
Oh
I
yeah,
love Hulk Hogan.
running down the aisle, just shaking
Yeah.
his head and pointing.
Brother.
If you ever get bored, look up any Macho Man interview.
Oh, yeah, no,
Yeah,
I mean,
just-
he's fantastic.
Yeah, no, so
First of
he's better than the
I
Hulk.
mean, maybe Hulk Macho Man might have been one of the best tag teams of all time.
Oh, by far, yeah. Oh yeah, yeah,
Besides the Bushwhackers, of course.
yeah. Yeah, Gunner Next Door brings up another good point. George Lucas gave up something about Star Wars. I can't remember what it was, but he wanted to cash in on the merch sales. Obviously, that's paid off in dividends because of Star Wars was toys. That's all it was.
Yeah.
Like that.
Spaceballs. He let Spaceballs
Merchandising.
happen so that they couldn't. Didn't we talk about this last week? I feel.
Merchandising.
We can
Yeah,
talk
we
about
talk-
Spaceballs every week if you want.
I'm okay with that.
I feel like he was like, okay, you can make Spaceballs as long as you don't sell merch because your toys are going to be the same as my toys.
Yeah, something like that. I don't know. Spaceballs the podcast deal. But the same thing is true of Stallone and Rocky. He actually didn't. He negotiated the contract a little differently than what was. I think it was something like he was going to forego a portion of his pay if he could direct it and retain some of the rights to it. And obviously, that's done just fine for him. So
Yeah.
good work.
And there's gonna be another one.
Fuck. Actually, this new
Really?
one looks kind of interesting. Apollo.
Yeah.
Creed.
He's training Apollo Creed's son.
Yeah, that could be kind of cool.
I think the concept is great. He's really
Yeah,
starting to look old, man.
Michael T. Jordan, is that his middle initial? Michael.
Yes.
He was
Question.
in. Poor guy was in that Fantastic Four movie.
Ooh, that was not good.
Kate Mara.
Good. Well, yeah.
I'm sure my wife's not. No. Kate Mara.
Yeah, because there's no way that anyone would know about this recording.
No, this isn't on the internet forever.
Do you sorry, Joe, I'm interrupting you. Do you watch Kate Mara's, well, I guess it's her voice on Moonbeam City?
No. I don't.
That is a bizarre show.
It is. It looks like a Miami Vice cartoon, like
Yeah.
straight out of the 80s. But we can.
Writing is terrible, but the acting is fantastic. To listen to Rob Lowe and Elizabeth Banks deliver the worst 80s action movie lines, but totally, like, they are so level about it. Like, they're just saying it perfectly. And you're like, oh my God, like, you can hear in their voice that they're making fun of it, but it sounds fantastic. Like, the acting in that show is fabulous.
I gotta check it out. I got to. I've seen snippets,
I
but
have
I've
not even
never
heard of it.
Oh, what? Anyway, Neil asked about a Deadpool movie. As long as they stick to the tone of that trailer, you got me all day long.
Yeah,
that
I'm
trailer
into
was
it.
killer.
I love Ryan Reynolds and I love Deadpool, and I think that that's a really good match.
Yep. I also like the fact that they even poked fun at like Ryan Reynolds playing Green Lantern.
Yes.
Yeah.
So as long as they stick to that movie and its guns of being not another Marvel movie, all in. Would you make Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3?
Yes. Please do that. Someone
How is it
stop
not the
whatever
right
you're
time?
doing, unless you're finishing up Fallout 4. Stop what you're doing and go make that game.
Yes,
Someone go make that game.
please.
Seriously.
Or license it to Blizzard. I don't care.
I just want a really good X-Men game. It's been a while.
What about Resident Evil 7 from... I'm sorry, I can't tell if that's an I or an L. I'm going to say LTZ BR Home.
It's BR Home. Home.
It's Brahome. Resident Evil 7.
Amber.
Man, they gotta... See, now it's at the point that I don't know if we're talking about the movie or the games. There's too
Yeah.
many. Stop.
I
Chill.
just don't have a whole lot of interest in Resident Evil, to be honest. I just don't really like those games. The stories are so good, but the games,
Yeah.
they fall flat for me.
If they could...
Do not.
Go ahead, Brian. I'm sorry.
Oh no, sorry. It just. I mean, we're talking about an actual Resident Evil 7, not Umbrella Core, right?
Oh, yeah,
Because
fucking Umbrella City Stories or
that
some
don't.
stupid bullshit.
That's a new one. The new one is called Umbrella Core, and it's a shooter.
Just
I don't
stop.
know
Like
why.
they're butchering
I don't
their
know why.
own IP. It's like what
Ugh.
I fear Konami's going to do. Well, I know what they're going to do. There was a pachinko machine registered with the name Big Boss.
Nice.
Fuck
Aw.
Konami. I mean, no,
Awesome.
Konami's fine. I still want to review your game, so please send them to me. Shit.
Wait. He wasn't worried about his wife hearing about Kate Mara, but he's worried about Konami.
You guys want to talk about Kate Mara some more? Resident Evil is at a point where I think they need to let somebody take the reins that has like true creative vision, that isn't an idiot, but can also figure out how to make that series a little bit more about what it was, like truly scary. Like make it what Resident Evil 4 did. Just as Ken Has says, Resident Evil, I haven't cared much since 4. 5 was super disappointing. I'm totally right there with you. 4 was a masterpiece. Like, it was a great game. Still had, like, some weird wonky controls, but at the time that I played it, I loved everything about it. And then 5 came out, and it was just like, oh, we did the same thing, but, like, made it look... It looks gorgeous. It's actually a really good-looking engine.
It's so pretty.
But it's a boring fucking game. And then you get a rocket launcher, which is actually pretty fun, because you can hit your partner in the back of the head. And the partner AI sucked. Anyway.
You had to play that game co-op if you wanted to do anything with it.
I just... yanked a monitor cable out, so I lost chat for a minute.
Oh,
Had a
good.
mini panic attack, but I mean, they were still there. Everything was fine. It's just me going like this. Rambo 2 video game in the makes. If it's by those same goddamn developers of that On Rails thing, no thank you, Neil. You can send that thing packing. A Rambo video game could be really, really cool.
Depends on how you do it.
In this style of like Wolfenstein would be.
Yeah, either very tongue-in-cheek, or I would even play something that's like a stealth action game.
Yeah, yeah. Why can't you do like? There's so many of these survival games that are coming out, like Ark or whatever. Why can't we make it like that? Make it like a. I mean, that's what Rambo was. He was dropped into the to the jungle, and he survived by his everything. What?
I've got it. I have to make this game because I want a dedicated Rambo quote button. It's just like, they do first blood whenever you hit the left bumper, and then you can start firing.
Nice.
Random lines from each of the movies that make no sense in any context of this video game, but it's just him firing big guns. What are you guys playing?
Okay, I'll start. So, especially since Amber is in chat right now, Can has AMS. She and I started a Don't Starve Together series on Twitch on Wednesday nights. Actually, like, so directly after this podcast, I'm moving over to my Twitch and doing some Don't Starve Together.
Nice.
And we have a pretty good start going in our world, and I'm really excited about it. And
Awesome.
yeah, that's what we're doing. I've talked about Don't Starve pretty much at length on this podcast before, though. So I guess I'll answer any questions or whatever if anybody has any. But for now, I'll leave Don't Starve. And last night, like I said, was playing a little bit of Minecraft. I read that they are going to be adding a magic flying cape, and that is so exciting to me. A magic flying cape in Minecraft. You can fly around without cheating. That sounds awesome. I'm really excited. Really excited.
You burnt down your camp?
What?
You burnt down the camp?
No, I didn't. Shut up.
Never
I
happened.
did,
There is no
though.
record.
I totally did. I burned down our camp. But we have recovered from it pretty well.
The camp deserved it.
Yeah, the camp was looking at me funny. You're cleansing. The fire, it cleanses.
Well, my character is Willow. She's little arsonist.
So Tyler Buckles.
She definitely is. She loves herself some fire, and yeah, I don't know. She like she'll say goofy things when you like go to click on something to like observe it or whatever, and she'll be like, "That doesn't look like it would burn very well," or "This would be so much prettier if it was on fire," and stuff like that. And so I accidentally set the camera.
Accidentally. So,
Hey, Tyler.
what's up,
Welcome.
Tyler? Sorry, I said it really quick under my breath, but welcome. Glad to have you. It's a game, so I'd imagine it requires some sort of input to imbue fire upon other things. So I want to hear exactly how this was an accident.
Okay, so all of our stuff at camp was really close together, and I had to set a thing on fire so that I could turn it into charcoal, because charcoal
Was that
is
thing
a component. Yes, it was. But I had
Well,
to set- I
there's
had
your
to set-
problem.
Well, it wasn't wood from in our camp. Anyway, so there was a little cluster of trees a little bit away from our camp, and I caught it on fire, and it caught something that was nearer to our camp on fire, and then that caught something that was even nearer to our camp on fire, and then that thing caught our camp on fire.
Living in Colorado, I can tell you that wildfires spread quicker than you think.
Yeah, especially in fucking Don't Starve.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's sounds.
But charcoal is
pretty
like
awesome,
a main
though.
component in crock pot, which is a thing that you like desperately need to be able to survive, especially in groups. And yeah, I fucked up trying to retrieve that charcoal.
I love Colorado too. Can't has AMs. Never leaving. If I can
Colorado
help it.
is beautiful.
Never gonna leave this place. I live in Denver, so I'll take that as a personal compliment. Thank you.
Yes, it's all you. That's why
Yep.
Denver
Joe
Tourist
makes
Board-
Denver truly wonderful.
Yeah, they're like Joe McAllister.
Yep,
their-
this is it.
that's
This
the
is,
tour-
this is as good as it
tourism
gets, folks.
or its motto is Joe McAllister.
Every board's me.
Yeah.
Welcome. Hello. And
They're
when
like,
you
come for the legal weed, stay for the Joe McAllister.
the population's booming out here. And then the sign looking into Nebraska is just me like this. I'm sorry if you live in Nebraska, anyone, but man, your state sucks to drive across.
It's the worst.
Ugh. Oh my God, we should get you an ocarina,
The flute.
That would be
I
awesome.
would
a
learn
doxarina.
how to play it. A doxarina. I like it.
Uh,
Also, I meant to talk about how I'm playing D&D now. I started a D&D
Yeah.
on Monday.
Talk about that.
Yeah, it was awesome, and
What's your
my friends
character?
are awesome. She's a human, and she is a fighter class. I dual wield the Sizor and the Monopole, and those are just like weapons that you don't really have to hold on to. You wear them on your fists,
Okay.
and I can just like slash the shit out of people with them. Really
Nice.
fun. I named my character Belladox, and
nice.
do you guys want me to tell you her backstory?
Of course.
Because I came
Yeah.
up with a pretty good
Yeah,
backstory for
please
her.
do.
All right. So she was a princess in this like fighter colony, a civilized fighter colony, and like grew up being like super educated and stuff like that. But she fell in love with the blacksmith's daughter, and her name is Elenin. And the king and queen, my mother and father, were like, that can't happen. You need to we need to use your loins to acquire lands and further the royal bloodline and stuff like that. So no, you can't be in love with this girl. And I also have this mentor who is second in command at this temple. He's like a monk kind of, and he kind of agrees with me that I should be able to love whoever I want and stuff like that. So I take some of his words a little bit out of context and decide to go searching the world to go back to my mom and dad to be like, hey, look at what I can do. Like, also, you should let me be in love with whoever I want to be in love with. Yeah. My character has to go do some soul searching.
Nice.
I like it. That's awesome.
So what you're gonna say is you're gonna go steal a baby and show your parents that you can have children.
That's not a bad plan.
You're like, letting
Steal
this
a
down.
baby. And see,
Fun.
I could have a baby. That's how you hold them, right?
Especially
Exactly.
with my Sizor on. That would be
Yes.
really good.
Didn't even think of that. Yeah.
But yeah, I love D&D. Super
I don't know if either of you have heard of it, but the brothers McElroy have a podcast called The Adventure Zone, and it's a D&D podcast.
Sure.
And it is quickly, especially in my last week of my old job, I didn't really do a lot. So I listened to this D&D podcast while doing other things and playing through getting destroyed in NBA and hating every second of it. But man, it sounds like a game that I would love. And the more that I listen to it and understand what D&D actually is, it's like pretty much every game I truly like is built off of that game.
Yeah.
Yep.
Basically, that's how it works. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I've always had the thought about buying Fantasy Grounds and having us do like some D&D, but
You could just use roll20.net.
or that either way. But yeah, I've always wanted to do like an online D&D game. I thought that would be fun.
Maybe if there's some interest from chat, we can throw that up on this channel at some point. We can make it a second podcast. I would be down.
Totally into
Yeah.
it.
I want you to know that my character will be the weakest of the group. Just on purpose.
We know.
High charisma, low intelligence. Anything else you've been playing, Doxy? That's not
No,
D&D
that's
can take up quite a bit of stuff.
It was all night. It was an all night affair.
Awesome.
Last Monday, it took us forever to get our
Nice.
characters rolled and shit.
Yeah. Oh man, I would write.
It's dope.
I would write. Oh, we do have some interest, so we may have to. I don't want to promise anything, but we may have to
Right.
spitball
Very
something
into
like
it.
that. I would be okay with it.
My Sundays are wide open. I'm just saying.
Amber, like, man, even though our friends got married, we still play lots of games with them. You just got to find the right people. I would love. Where are you at? We go play some board games. I'd
Where are
love to
you
do-
at?
Hey, it's awesome. I love playing board games.
Brian, what have you been playing? Last time you.
What have I been playing? Okay, so I did my review for Might and Magic Heroes 7. I finally finished that up. Uh, let's see. I also played the Mighty Number 9
Oh
beta
yeah.
demo, and there are some really cool mechanics in there. I was talking to Joe pre-show. Instead of just shooting the robots that show up as your enemies, you kind of have to disable them, and then you have to do like a rush through them. So you hit the RB and you do like a pew across the screen and collect their Zell, XEL. I don't even know what that is. It just doesn't really describe what it is, other than robots are made of Zell. But anyway, you got to go and you collect them. But they do make the patterns interesting where like I got like a fire weapon that fires through robots. So I was able to there were 5 robots in a row and I was able to fire once. They all kind of turned that color and then I zipped right through them and collected all their Zell. So the game does make it like there's actual some pattern recognition in there that's kind of cool.
Interesting.
But wow, your face got really huge there, Joe.
Yeah, it does that.
Yeah. But the art style, I'm not really loving a whole lot. It kind of seems a little weak to me. Maybe I'm just not in the mood for that kind of art style or something. I'm just not loving it. Maybe, but the problem is the game's been in development for like 150 years. So you would think that they would be able to have better art than this, but I don't know. I mean, what do people in the chat think? Have you seen the art? Have you had anyone have any opinions about that?
I saw the Kickstarter art, and it looked kind of interesting. It was basically comic book art, very bright, kind of comic book anime type art. But I also thought I saw something about them changing part of that, like it's different now.
Yeah, I'm not sure. So I guess what I was telling Joe before the show was, I was playing this, and maybe if I had not been playing Mega Man Legacy Collection like a month ago, where that is very, very fresh, and how tight that the controls in like Mega Man 2 are, that make this kind of feel a little lackluster. But I'm still looking forward to it. It's coming out, I don't know, probably January, I think, January or February of next year. So we'll see where that goes. But what else? I feel like I started playing a review copy of Rebel Galaxy, which
Oh yeah,
I don't know
you
if
were
you guys...
so psyched about that during our first podcast.
Dude,
that the
I'm
first
still
show?
super psyched.
Yeah, that was the very
I am still super
Aw, you
psyched.
guys.
It's basically like Space Truckers. It is, I've only played for just a few minutes, and already I'm like so stoked about this game. I am so ready to play this game.
Awesome.
So excited.
That doesn't hurt.
Yeah, I'm
You heard
glad
it
I'm
here.
glad I have it
10 out of
now.
10.
Yeah, before there's any Battlefront or any Fallout 4. So
Yeah, we're in a weird spot because I really wanted to get some time in with the Battlefront beta, which I know is big on Twitch. It's on the front page right now, but the open beta is tomorrow, and I cannot wait to get some time in. For some reason, I never really put it together that was like the same exactly 1 week after Fallout. I think I knew, but I was always kind of like, it's going to be my my palate cleanser from Fallout, because Fallout will be like the deep dive. Yeah, I don't know. I'm excited. I'm kind of curious to see how like unlocks and things like that go, because I read the FAQ today, and it's basically like you can get to level 5 in the beta, and you can continue to unlock equipment. So I'm wondering how that works, because that was my whole like loot grind in Battlefield, and all the Battlefields, including Hardline. Like, okay, well that's the gadget I want. Doesn't matter how shitty this assignment is, I'm gonna try everything I can to get to it. So I'm curious to see how that turns out. I'm still really excited for the game. It still looks gorgeous. I saw a GIF of a Jedi sprinting and jumping at a chicken walker, the ATST.
yeah.
And destroying it, and it was incredible. I will be probably playing on Xbox One if anybody is out there and wants to play. Mac Attack 1380.
I will also be playing on Xbox One.
Awesome. We will play. I might even try it out on PS4 if there are some friends over there. I'll probably just download it, and I know it's on Origin, so I'll probably just try and get as much time in as I can with it while the beta's out to make sure it's something. I mean, I know I always caution pre-orders, but I know I want this game,
Yep,
so that's why I pre-ordered it. But I will be playing full time on Xbox One. I just want to make sure that my money's justified there.
Yeah.
Sure. Me too.
But in terms of like what, Brian, have you been playing anything else? I'm sorry, I didn't want to cut anybody off.
No, I really haven't. No, because my Xbox One died.
I want to hear more about Heroes.
Yeah, you
Oh.
kind of brushed right over that one.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I'm just really crazy hype about anything Heroes of Might and Magic.
So here's the thing. Like, I mean, I guess I'm a little more sour on it than I was. I'm not quite as excited as I was last podcast.
Oh no.
I still really enjoy the game, but sometimes I felt like the battles. Bye, Amber.
Bye, Amber.
like
Thank you
half an
so
hour,
much
Amber.
for hanging out.
So some of the battles, I feel like all of a sudden I'm like stomping a guy. I'm like stomping a little army. I stomp an army. I stomp an army, and then I hit something. It's like bam, and I'm like, whoa! I don't know what happened. All of a sudden now there's like way more bad guys on the screen, and I'm just getting destroyed. And it was like, what?
There's like a
What
difficulty
happened?
spike.
Yeah, there was
Have
all of a
you
sudden.
tried getting good, son?
Yes, I could suck a little less. There's no doubt about that. But you know what though? There were times where I was fighting something that was a lot stronger than me, and I pulled it out like by the hairs on my chinny chin, so it felt really, really good. But I mean, there have been times where I just go into a thing, and I mean, I just get stomped. Like, I mean, not even like I'm not even making a dent in them. All of a sudden, I'm just like, pew, and they're like. You're like, "Ugh."
I feel like you should really try Darkest Dungeon. I feel like you would really like Darkest Dungeon.
It's on my wish list. It's on my Steam wish list, so I will get it eventually.
I've heard nothing but awesome things about Darkest Dungeon. I really would
Yes.
like to see, Brian, if you play that, stream it, because I want to see how that sanity meter comes out.
Okay. Yeah. Absolutely.
I've never heard of Salt and Sanctuary, Neil.
Salt and Sanctuary.
Don't know. Never played it.
I have not heard of it either. I want to look it up real quick. But so you kind of went a little sideways, huh, on it?
Yeah, I mean, it turned out okay. Like, it's not the best game ever, but I have so much nostalgia for this game that it was very difficult to not just be like, I really enjoyed this game. But at the end, when I was writing the review, I said all these things I really enjoyed about it, but a lot of it had to do with my nostalgia was playing a part. So if you are a person who loves that kind of game, I mean, this is a game for you. Like, I mean, maybe you wait till it's a little bit more on sale, but, you know, especially considering at this point, Might and Magic Heroes 6 is like $5 on sale. So you may want to wait until it kind of drops a little bit in price, but I mean, it feels really good. If you're brand new to the series, you are going to be in trouble because there is no tutorial. It is total deep end. You have to figure it out. But the character design is still off the charts. Like, you get into these battles and like the animations and the details that they have in the character, like the actual monsters, is just phenomenal. It really, you can see the amount of time they spent just on monster character design and animation is like a 10.
Yeah.
And other stuff is maybe like a 7 or a 6. But man, you get into those battles, especially I had a thing called an arcane eagle, and you could actually like see individual feathers on its wings as it was flapping its wings. Like, you could see slight ripples like in light coming off its feathers as it was flying. So it was pretty special.
Nice. So maybe wait for a sale, but if you're a fan, check it out.
Yeah, absolutely. If you're totally like, if you have the nostalgia or anything like that, it's definitely something worth checking out. If you're kind of brand new to the series, you may want to hold off.
Heroes of Might and Magic they have bundles really often.
Yeah.
Where like they're gonna be expensive, but you're gonna get all those games, and it's like super worth it.
For sure. Neil brought up this game, Salt and Sanctuary, and
It looks good.
I want to touch on it because I just noticed that it's by the team that brought us Charlie Murder, which was a underappreciated Xbox Live Arcade game, and the Dishwasher Vampire Smile, which I remember seeing on the Xbox 360, the
Sure.
live arcade. So very talented studio. Apparently, it's a 2D Dark Souls by his account, and it looks like it's got a really cool art style.
Yeah, it looks awesome. I definitely that is on my radar now.
Yeah, I love the way that they have like a gorillas type art style to a lot of their
Yeah.
character designs in the past. So
That's awesome.
yeah, good call, Neil. Very much appreciated. And to Gunner Next Door pointed out that he's kind of going through some weird gaming stuff, like taste wise,
Sure.
and that happens for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
I guess the perk for me reviewing some games here and there is that I get to play garbage like NBA, which reminds me that I can go back to something awesome. So me, myself, and Irene is a great movie. I was playing Skylander Superchargers, and I never thought a Toys to Life game would ever like really capture my interest. But Jesus, I think I told you last time I was sitting cross-legged, so I got through the whole thing, and it's such a joy. Like it's so long. There's so much content right there. I want to say it's 80, 75, 80 bucks for that pack. I think we looked this
Right.
up last time as well. But Skylander Superchargers is one of these Toys to Life games where you buy a $75 game and you get 2 little action figures and 1 little car and a portal. You can continue to buy action figures basically that are on their little pedestals. Very well designed. The in-game world is in that plastic style. And even if you're not, you know, in the age range of 8 to 10 years old, it's still like for a 30-year-old male, it's pretty fun. Like it's still got some good platforming. The character design's awesome. Like I had a really good time with it. I think I gave it a 4 out of 5 in my final review.
Nice.
It was really, really enjoyable. Like if we had a 10-point scale, it would easily be closer to that 4.5 mark than not.
Right.
Other than that, I can't. So I've been playing a game that's being. I don't know if I can talk about it. The game's already out on PC, so I can talk about it. I have reviewed it in the past. It's just a port, but I don't want to talk about that experience. But I want to go back to the way that this game works, and that's Wasteland 2. I'm just getting remembered, and what I talked about with D&D, the way that this game works is so systems heavy and so character roles and so very much based on your party of 4 Wasteland survivors instead of fantasy characters.
Sure.
And you have these perks and you have these things you can use once per turn. There are action points, and you have combat initiative, and it's just such a very deep game that it's been the perfect amount of time from when Wasteland came out on PC to now that it will be out on PS4 next week. That it's like it reminds me of how much I like that systems heavy type game.
Sure.
Very
Yeah.
much in the vein of Fallout 1 and 2 in tactics. Not Fallout 3. If you want Fallout 3, this isn't it. Don't do it. But it's still really cool and really well done. So
Nice.
I'm excited to kind of explore the extra content and hopefully share my feelings on it next week, as well as the Star Wars beta. The beta.
The beta.
The beta, Jenny.
Hey, Gunner Next Door, what JRPGs are you playing? That's interesting.
Here we go.
And Neil Goldenhands, I understand how you feel. I agree that the echo chamber that is the current gaming media does that sometimes. 1 minute they're like, Nintendo's terrible, they don't do anything right, and then they're like, oh my god, Mario Maker's best game ever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So yes, I totally understand that they do
Nintendo
that.
was a complicated genius, man.
Yeah.
Very true.
Complicated
Oh, yeah.
Asperger's genius.
Those flashes of brilliance. It really is. I'm glad that Star Fox got delayed. I think we talked about this last week. But man,
I want that game to come out perfect.
I
definitely.
want it to come out looking better than it did at E3.
Yeah,
I thought it looked fine.
terrifying.
I thought it looked
Looked
really
okay.
Yeah, but looked okay isn't what you want for a struggling console.
Right.
What else have I been playing? I didn't really come prepared. So,
Joe, you said you got Lego Dimensions, but you haven't played it yet.
yeah,
Yeah, that game scares me. I am so afraid to buy that game.
So I unfolded. This is Child Joe coming out. I was sitting on the couch and I unpacked like most of the Legos, kept them in their plastic little baggies because I didn't want like flashbacks of all of a sudden me stepping on Legos.
Yeah, God. Oh,
The worst. So I left them in their plastic bag, but I unfolded this. They gave you this big poster. Bless you.
Bless you.
this is me. I'm so
Um,
sorry.
No, you're fine. I'm so sorry. It reminded me of G.I. Joe. and I don't know if either of you play with G.I. Joe a lot, but if you bought
Sure.
a set, you would get a fold out of every character in that
Mm.
world. They did it with a couple of other toys
Yep.
when I was growing up, but it's the same thing. You unfold it, and it's like Back to the Future, Scooby Doo. I didn't know they had a Midway one, like the gaming company
Yeah.
Midway.
Oh yeah.
I wasn't aware that they were doing Ghostbusters. There's like 4 or 5 series, and I was like, oh shit.
Yep.
I'm gonna spend so much money on these stupid sets.
Seriously. I
And
did
it
the math
looks-
on Amazon. $275.
including
That
the
was all
starter
the-
kit. Or
Yeah, including the starter kit. Like that was like my first thing. I was like, okay, at first pass, okay, I'm gonna need Ghostbusters, Scooby Doo, Doctor Who. There was another thing. It was just like all of a sudden it was like my cart was $275, and I'm like, what happened here?
Yeah. They're and what price were they at individually, Brian? Like for a set? Do you remember?
Well, so they have like, of course, they have a bunch of different sets. So the starter set is $100. Then there are these sets that come with levels, and those are like 30 or $40 a piece. And then there's like groups, and those are like $15 a piece. And then like the individual ones are $10 a piece or something like that. It's ridiculous. Everything is
They're
just,
like a bundle for everything.
not that I know of. No. Sorry, the crotch rockets go by
Speedway.
the house. Yeah, the crotch rockets love to go by the house.
Yeah.
So yeah, and that wasn't even everything. That was just the stuff I really wanted.
Oh God, they're gonna do. Oh, those bastards! They're gonna just bring out more and more interesting stuff. There's a Portal set. There's a DC.
Yeah.
Like, the worst part was I saw like all the way in the bottom right corner. I was like, that's a Bane figure. I need that fucking Bane figure. Like, I don't even like Bane that much, but I was like, it's a cool figure.
Yep.
Shit.
Yeah, I need Stay Puft Marshmallow Man.
Yes, that was the other one that I like pointed and smiled at my wife, and she just looked at me like, "You're 30."
Yeah.
Like I knew it. I read it in their eyes. Like, dude, I know, but I got to get that Marshmallow Man. Like, if they put the Statue of Liberty in there, anyway.
Oh.
There's a lot of possibilities. I'm excited to play it, though. I really am.
I can't wait to hear about it. I think Toys to Life is a really exciting and awesome thing, and people shit on amiibos and shit like that, but I think it's all really cool. I think it is a logical step. It just makes sense for your toys to come to life on screen.
It
I
is
like it.
an
I think
awesome
it's
implementation. Like,
I think it's
Skylanders turned me
amazing.
around. Because I always thought that I thought of the big three because I knew Lego was coming. Skylanders, Disney Infinity, and Lego are the big three to me. I can't recall if there's another one or not.
Just amiibos.
Amiibos, yeah, and to me that's a Nintendo thing. I don't have a Nintendo system at the moment, so I don't care. But Skylanders turned me on to, and those aren't even characters that I care about. I didn't give a two shits about those characters, but the fact that they were voiced well and they were kind of fun, each of them very unique, and their little figures. Even if I put them on my, right next to my giant Oktoberfest beer steins, I'd be like, that's Super Shot Stealth Elf,
yeah.
and that one's Spitfire. Spitfire's
And
a
there
higher
are these
level.
little people that have fucking personalities and shit to you now
Right.
that
Exactly.
you love and that are like a part of your life, and I love that. I think that's great.
Yeah, and actually some of my I'm probably most excited for the people that came with the starter kit. I'm pretty sure it was Batman, Wildstyle, and Gandalf.
Yes.
Like, that's a great starter kit. Those are 3
Yeah.
really cool characters, and I'm almost positive they secured most of the voice actors. I know, like, Allison Brie is the little unicorn from Lego Movie in it. So, but to Gunner Next Door's point, it is still a money sink.
Yeah.
It is
huge,
definitely a
huge
money
money
sink.
sink. Yeah. Yeah.
But it looks like Brian, he replied that he's been playing. Is it Disgaea?
I call it Disgaea.
Okay.
That's how I
but-
would pronounce it.
That's why I
I,
don't play
uh,
JRPGs. I can't say goddamn
I'm not
name.
so much into Disgaea, but I'm very excited about Tales of Zestria. I'm definitely stoked about that because, man, it was starting to look old on PS3. So I'm hoping that the Tales style they've updated it for the PS4 versions. But yeah, I'm very excited about Tales. Love Tales games. I have not played Final Fantasy X2, but
10-2, come on.
It's an X though, and then
I
the
know.
2 is
N2.
a
yeah.
digit, but the X
I
is
have a hard time saying
numeral?
like it was like 13-2, and you're like, what 13-2?
13-2.
Why?
13-2.
That just
Uh,
not important.
so I do think my first JRPG, baby's first JRPG, will have to be Persona 5. Not first. I've played more, but I think like my first one in a long time will probably have to be
Yeah.
Persona 5. Not Dancing All Night. Persona 4 Dancing All Night. Is it Persona 4 Dancing All Night?
Yes, it's Persona 4 Dancing All Night, which actually supposedly has gotten some good reviews.
Here's where they lose me, you guys.
Yeah.
All the numbers, all the subtitles, all the colons. I what? Like I understand
All
that.
the
I actually
colons.
have heard that the Tales games are awesome.
Yeah,
And
people flip
Some of
shit
them-
over Zillia.
Yeah,
yes,
Zillia is actually really good. Zillia and Zillia 2 are actually very, very good. If you play like I did Tales of Hearts. There was another Tales one I can't remember. It was kind of just. The stories, of course, are all totally contrived, but the mechanics are really good, and it's very easy to just sort of zone out and just play and play and play for a while, and then you've been playing for 100 hours. And
sorry, my Skype froze at like the best time. If you keep your eyes on Twitch, I hope it caught it because yeah, oh, that's good. Sorry, oh man, Brian and I both
Brian.
had like two lazy eyes. Um. Anyway,
anyway,
I'm trying. I don't think I've been playing really anything else. I've been kind of with the new job. It's changed my gaming schedule. Unfortunately, I'm
Yep.
working 9 to 6 Monday to Friday, which is a great schedule. But obviously, adult schedule changes priorities, which sucks.
Yeah.
The good news is I will be changing that schedule. Will change a little bit, so hopefully I can get some more games in. And I obviously have to, as I have to finish up Wasteland. And then I also have another. Oh, I have been playing another game. I'm not sure if I can talk about it, but it's called Medieval Grand Ages. Grand Ages Medieval. I think it's from Calypso. I need to do a little bit more research on the game and like who's behind it. But it's very similar to a. From what I can gather so far, I haven't played a lot of it. It's like a Crusader Kings and Tropico mashup. There's like
Okay.
politics and a lot of trading involved. I was kind of hoping it'd be a little heavier on the Crusader Kings, but I'm not very far into it. Like I really want to play with like trying to kill my neighbors and stuff like that. So
okay.
so far it's kind of cool. It's got a pretty good controls, and I mean it's like I said, I haven't played a lot, so I really can't form an opinion on it. I don't even know if I can talk about it. So hopefully I don't
10
get,
out of 10.
hopefully I don't get hit with an NDA here or sued. But that's another one I have been playing, and I think that's really it. Like I said, I haven't had a lot of time, so hopefully next week I'll have a better report on Star Wars Battlefront. I'll have a. Oh, did I talk about Rainbow Six Siege?
No.
No.
I played the beta quite a bit.
Okay.
It's better. It's a lot
Talk
better.
about grenades.
So, the grenade trajectory was fixed because that was clearly broken the first time around. So, for those of you
Sure
who were
was.
watching my awful stream of me trying to play Rainbow Six, I threw a grenade, and every time it hit something, it came right back at me. That's why I took out stun grenades the first time in the beta, instead of the alpha where I took out the deadly ones. This one would just turn my screen white, and that happened the first couple times. Once I got the trajectory down, I was good. They added Terrorist Hunt, which was the biggest thing that I wanted in the game, so it was really nice to be able to test that out because it actually got me bought back into this game a little bit. So
Okay.
I kind of want to check it out. The multiplayer is still 5 versus 5, still kill everybody. If you rescue a hostage, it doesn't fucking matter. Like that was, that's still a little frustrating that game mode is not. I don't expect them to fix it
Fleshed out.
from alpha to beta, but it doesn't seem like there is the incentive on either side to keep that hostage alive.
Yeah.
Even if you're the defenders, like if you keep that hostage alive, it doesn't really affect your score. So,
Is it worth $60?
well, that's my biggest problem with it is I can't knowingly. I'm not going to pre-order it.
Yeah.
Until I see more, I won't pre-order that game because Terrorist Hunt was a ton of fun, especially with one other friend. Like you can play Lone Wolf, and it's really challenging because it is the quick time to kill, like 2 or 3 shots to your body, or 1 to your head, and you're done. Like it's not a Call of Duty where you can sit behind cover and regain any health. Playing with a buddy is a little bit more hectic because they have no idea what's going on. There's no music. It's very tense. But the AI is really good too. Just side point. But I still can't, like, that one mode isn't worth $60. That one mode might be worth 20, 25 if that's all I wanted to play. But if they have a lot of maps, if they have a lot of operators, a lot of guns is really important. um, as well, and just a lot of options. Yeah,
Sure.
sure. But this doesn't have a single player either.
Right.
So I have to wonder what else is there.
Yeah.
Gunner next door. I have a friend who played the Rainbow Beta. Said he had many times where he and a random teammate shoot the rest of the team in the head and play through the game by themselves like a dick. Yeah, I mean
Wow.
that perfectly describes how the matches go. You need the teams are 4 versus 4 or 5 versus 5. I can't remember. Um, but you only need 2 good people that know what they're doing. One person can do a lot of damage by themselves, like take out 2 or 3 people. But if the other team, like the defenders in particular, if they're hunkered down pretty well and have the defenses set up well, it's going to be really tough. But yeah, you can
What?
you can also go ahead and the friendly fire
That
is on,
doesn't-
so you can shoot your teammates.
See, that doesn't compute to me. Like, why would you shoot your teammates in the head?
So that you could get all the kills, basically.
Right, but
You're also making the game. I mean,
But
I see
why?
Brian's frustration because you do make it's more difficult with just 2 people, but I guess in the beta it
why
doesn't
would
really
you
matter.
try to
But
win the game? Like, to me, more people means a better chance to win the game. Why would you shoot them in the head then?
yeah,
I
that
just-
would
Sorry,
turn me
I
off to
just
that
don't.
game just because
I'm
like
a team
if the
player,
community is
so-
like that, you know.
I'm a team player. I'll take one. I'll take one in the chest if it means that we're gonna win.
Guys, my Steam just updated and restarted itself, and I just want to say that Child of Light is 75% off right now, so it is less than $4 for an amazing game with
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
that is a
and
fabulous
a
game.
really, really
Nice.
interesting story. So everybody definitely go check that out. It is well worth $3.74.
Yeah, seriously, Child of Light
Well
is
worth it.
awesome.
Coolio.
Yeah,
Alright.
I mean, I understand the people are dicks.
People are dicks. Yeah, people are dicks.
It doesn't compute to me. Like, my brain just doesn't work like that. You know, it's like when people are like, "Oh yeah," you know, like, "Oh, I got hooked on Crank," and you're like, how does that happen? Like,
Rainbow Six, not even once.
I just don't even know. I don't know.
Don't I look like I'm having so much fun right now?
I don't know.
Don't you want to be just like me?
I don't know how to get, heavy drugs like that. I wouldn't know how to do that.
I think that's a good note to end the podcast
yeah,
on.
yeah. Let's
So,
get out of here.
All right. So, once again, thank you everybody in the chat. You guys are amazing. We
the best.
treasure you.
You're the
So
best.
please spread the word for a sub to our YouTube, which Brian put in the chat, and we'll probably put in there one more time. Twitter.com/Homerow Podcast. And I'm sorry, I just saw kind of off topic. What do you think is the best gaming computer setup? Oh my God,
Yeah,
that's a loaded
That's a
question.
whole
that's a
podcast some
long
other
conversation.
Yeah, I tell you what, we will put that in our evergreen topics. We have a list that we go through if there's no news. Hopefully there will be no news next week, and maybe we can just break that down because my rig is a Frankenstein right now. GTX 770 for life. But anyway,
And I need a new
I
rig.
also have a GTX 770.
I think we've
I
talked
have an
about this.
AMD card.
I have a
Oh.
spare AMD. It's not very good, though. Anyway, we said we were going to... Brian has the YouTube link in the chat, twitter.com/Homerow Podcast, right here on twitch.tv/Homerow Podcast. But, Doxy, where can we find you?
YouTube.com/ZER0DOXY. Twitch.tv/ZER0DOXY. Twitter.com/ZERODOXY. Gonna be going live over on my Twitch here in just a few minutes playing some Don't Starve Together with Amber. So
Check
come
it
check
out.
it out. It'll be really fun.
Yay! Brian?
Yes, you can find me on the Twitters as Quiglin. That's QUIGLIN. That's about it for right now.
Cool. Well, I've been your host, Joe McAllister, and it's been a pleasure. Gunner Next Door, thank you so much for being so awesome.
Active.
Oh,
Yeah.
and Shelb
Hey,
shows up.
Shelbs.
What's up?
Yeah,
Hey,
we're,
Shelbs.
We're leaving.
about to end.
Good to
Yeah.
see you, though.
Yes.
Sorry. Love you, Shelbs.
But GamerGurf, we're going to also follow that Twitter because we're going to do another live show this month. Normally we do one. We're going to do two because you're good enough, you're smart enough, and gosh darn it, people like you.
Because we fucked up.
Yeah,
Really.
we're not good at this. But I'm Joe McAllister. You can follow me at twitter.com /under
Joe
punctuation Joe _McAllister. That's McCallister. You can also hit me up here. Hey, hi. You can see me in the chat. That is my Twitch. I'm going to just go ahead and start broadcasting from that. I believe it's just twitch.com/Joe McAllister. How lucky is that? Made it easy for you. You guys and gals, have a great one on behalf of the Homerow podcast. We love you, and we will keep you posted on next time.
Take it easy, guys.
I have to look at the screen.